But before we get started, I wonder if we could all face the flag over here and pledge allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
No. Oh, will you have a seat, please? Over the years, Carole has been looking after 1st to the 16th Infantry people. Now, I've got one over here, standing right here. These are all World War II folks. So if you would stand, sir, first. I believe that Bill was the first one to land.
No.
You were not.
We got lost real quick. We were supposed to land at 6:30, and I was on a British troop ship. And a young Lieutenant J.G. in the Royal Navy got lost, and we were heading for Arromanches, the British beach. By the time we get back, it was 8 o'clock. If we had landed at 6:30, I would not be here today. Now, Ray Lampert, he landed on the right flank early. I didn't come in at 8 o'clock. I come in with the first load of dependents, these guys told me. You know.
We both landed at 6:30.
6:30. Ray Lambert, would you stand, please? Now, this gentleman picked up pieces that were left all over the battlefield, and he was a medic, and we're real proud of him. And if you care to say a few words, we'd be glad to entertain that.
Well, not really a lot of things I'd like to say. It was, I was on an American ship, and the weather was rough there, waves about 6 feet high. And our mission was to land in at Easy Red, Omaha Beach. And we got pushed off that target pretty well in there. But it was a day that I would never forget, and a day that I felt so proud of to be there. But naturally, we lost a lot of our friends, about 1,000 guys that day total. And but it was, when I think back on it now, that it was something that I have to be very proud of for all of us, every man that landed there. I'm not a hero. There aren't any heroes in this room. They're over there. And so every time I go there, I have a little different feeling about things. It depends on the weather than the day when I'm there. And I can hear sounds, different sounds, depending on the weather. But I'm a very lucky person to got through that. And I thank God every day that I'm here. Thank you all.
Next, would you give us your impression of what happened on D-Day?
Wasn't there?
On D-Day, I was in Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
At least in World War II, that's for sure. Okay, you can tell us about the rest of it.
So when I finally got over there, we were around Aachen, and it went on from there to the Hurtgen Forest and the Buffalo Bulls. There was, at the reunion, I found a whole bunch of guys that had been in Africa, Sicily, and Normandy. And I found out they had enough points, they went home. So I had to finish the war.
Good. We wouldn't be having this investiture here today if it wasn't for Norman Shea. Sir, if you would get up, and he was also a medic during that period.
Oh, yeah.
I guess you were his boss?
Right.
All right. Well, take over from there.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much for inviting us here. And I want to say, when I joined the 16th Infantry Regiment in England, I was under the command of Staff Sergeant Ray Lambert. And I want to thank him for the training that he gave me and how to take care of myself once we were in combat. I was never wounded. I went through the entire war. I never was wounded. And I thank my mother for the spiritual power of her prayers, because I know she was praying for me always.
But you were also a PW.
Yes, I was up there.
Tell them about that.
Yes, I went through all major campaigns in Europe, and on the 25th of March, I was taken prisoner of war when we crossed the Sea River on an open railroad bridge. I had been assigned as a medic to a reconnaissance squad, which was very unusual. I have never known a medic to be assigned to a reconnaissance squad, but in this case I was. And of course, it was no open bridge, and the Germans saw us. They knew we were coming. They were just waiting for us. And we were perhaps fortunate that they wanted to take POWs to learn the strength of the army that was facing them. So therefore, they did not fire on us. And once we got into the small village, came around the corner, we were looking at an 88mm tank with infantry support. And the sergeant that was in charge of the reconnaissance squad made the smart move and dropped his weapon. Otherwise, we would have all been blown to hell. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The very largest armada that was ever assembled in the world happened on the 6th day of June, 1944. As I figure that's somewhere around 68, 69 years ago.
Yeah, we
You
just had the
remember that
68.
good, didn't you, Bill?
Next year will be 69th, 69th anniversary.
Look at there, he speaks French all
No,
the
we're
way.
giving them the heat because of 69,
Okay, well, you
69th.
just have to excuse Bill then if he didn't pronounce it just right.
The 70th will be the big one, if anybody wants to come. The French, the Americans, the Papa, everybody's got, 70th will be the biggest one. So if you do get a tour, like, they said they wanted to have a tour go back, try to make it on the 70th anniversary, 2 years from now. It's going to be a hell of a ceremony, yeah.
Chloe is Carole's daughter, and we're just delighted to have you. I never did talk to you on the telephone, but I did talk to you several times on the telephone. It works pretty good between here and France. And the French people are very, very protective of their various types of awards that they give out. And Carole worked many times working back and forth between the French government and getting things for 16th Infantry men who really needed to be deserved. Some of them she's going to tell you about a little bit later. But this lady actually delivered one of those French awards to an individual that just had a few days to live. And she went all the way to Pensacola, Florida in order to deliver that. You know, they have a consul in both New York and Miami, but she came all the way across the border there in order to deliver that. But you can tell them about that in just a very short period. Now she was also one of the instigators of something called deep respect, and deep respect goes a long way for those people that actually gave their life in order that France could be free of the Germans. Now, obviously, these old men up here that were there, by the way, I was also in World War II, and I could sit down there with you, except that I only had a fraction, about that much, of World War II. So, at any rate, we're real proud of all of you and what you've done there. But really, deep respect has to do with an organization that was formed in 2010, and they go around and they look after the graveyards over in France and other places in there. She also looks out after some of the British folks. Many of those had armadas that came ashore there eventually on D-Day. But you actually live on the same area where all those people went ashore that day, and you still live right there. And I guess you do too, since you're the daughter. Right. Well, at any rate, we're very, very happy to have you. And what we're going to present today is an honorary member of the 16th Infantry Regiment. And at this time, could you bring things forward there, and let's see if we can't get underway with this. All right. Okay, if you'll stand up here with me now, I'm gonna let you stand right over here. And if you'll come around on the other side, there we go. And we're gonna present you with this. And this is from the Secretary of the Army. How about that? In special interest of regimental continuity, tradition, and esprit de corps, by order of the Secretary of the Army, Mr. Carole Duval is designated to be an honorary member of the 16th Infantry Regiment. We're going to get some pictures of you accepting that.
This is for you. We have one for honorary, but we'll give you that in the meantime. It's distinguished. And here's another thing to put on your jacket. Congratulations.
Very good. Very good. I'll let him hold the awards for you if you care to say a few words to us, and I'll sit down there in your place. How's that? Good. Okay.
What?
I have to read because English is not my own language.
I understand you perfectly.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor for me to be standing before you as a newly inducted honorary member of the regiment. I will be ever proud to wear the insignia of an HMOR, and I feel very humble because what I am doing and what I have done for the veterans of Operation Overlord and their families is so little and almost insignificant when compared to the sacrifices of these men of the greatest generation. My family lived on Omaha Beach in 1944, and I live on Omaha too. I know the price of my freedom. I would never have had the privilege of becoming an honorary member of the 16th Regiment without Charles. I would like to take this opportunity to let the veterans of World War II and their families know that I am here to assist and recommend them for the French Medal of Honor or any other needs if they would like to contact me at the close of the ceremony. I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart.
Would you tell us something about David Nelson? I believe you took care of him in high honor. You also presented him with a medal that came from your country.
We invited David Nelson so he could receive his medal on Omaha Beach on June the 6th for the ceremonies. But 2 days before his arrival, his son called us and said that he was very sick and he could not attend the ceremonies. But we still had the ceremonies on the beach for him with an empty chair and flowers. And then 2 weeks later, his son called me back and said, my father still has 2 weeks before to die. So I knew that the French consular should give him his medal in Buffalo last year, but he could not leave until Buffalo. So I went to Florida and I gave him his medal. I did not have any right to do that because I'm not a military person, but I wanted him to see his medal before to die.
Good. Good for you. I think it's time to get some good pictures of you over here. And I'm a photographer, and you need to hold on to that. And you get on one side, I'll get on the other. Sergeant Major of the regiment.
Ken, let's get the daughter up there also. Can we do that?
Absolutely.
We need the picture of her.
Absolutely.